Coming to you live on 2K Sports, it's time for NBA action. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter is the Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And wouldn't you know it, our good friend Kate, we are...
Well, guys...
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But, you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We always achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. You got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got Brook Lopez. Antetokounmpo is out there with Chris Middleton. Then there's Teague, and it's Holiday in at the 2 guard. Four on the clock. Baseline jumper, and it's sent back by Horford. Middleton can't get it to go.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
A nice shot by Tatum. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Here's Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall. We've seen a quick start here for the Celtics. Al Horford, a player who doesn't dominate any one category as a big man, but KG has very few weaknesses. He's fundamentally sound.
He's very effective, man. Al Horford knows what he is. He's very solid with what he does, sets great picks. He's able to create space between him and his defender. If you watch him, he's gotten better with his shot. He's gotten better with his three-point shot. He's able to shoot it at rapid style now. Being in Atlanta, being in a kind of a system where he was able to play kind of 4 guys, 1 in, and he would be more perimeter. He's really developed a perimeter shot now. It's really helped him. Now he's able to put the ball on the floor with a shot fade and go to the basket, make, other passes to guys. Really helped that whole system up there. Boston is a threat, but without Al Horford's play, his inside play, and his, able to go out and hit threes, they're not the same team without him.
Quality person, too.
Absolutely, yes. Man. No better locker room leader. He's one of these guys that, when you talk about men, you want to know that men can stand up and speak like men. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that's going to put on the table, and we are going to be in here speaking as men as it should be.
Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, 2K is always loud, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
And that one falls for Young. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy's very crafty, man. our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man, young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time, Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Lopez a screen. Holiday inside the line. Great positioning on the putback. Lopez has got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, bully balling his way to the rack that time. Lopez with a great second effort.
Young passes to Tatum. Pick by Horford. Shot off the pick. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Outside Holiday. Offensive rebound. On to Antetokounmpo. He nails it, and we're tied up. On to Antetokounmpo's got 7 points.
Well, you really got to love the hustle from the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's got a ton of confidence when it comes to beating up that glass.
Here's Horford. Lopez with the block. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though Teague saw that he could work his way to the line and did just that.
Milwaukee shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And Teague is just the player you want drawing fouls and getting to the line. A solid free throw shooter.
He's perfect from the line this time. The Celtics have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who had been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. Back to Holiday. He tries for 3. No good there. Now the Celtics take it the other way.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Good on the triple.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Lopez kicks to Middleton. Back to Lopez. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Teague against Young. Horford sets a screen for Brown. From past the arc. Milwaukee with the rebound. On to Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Kev, you had a voice in where you'd go from Minnesota. How did all that play out?
I sat with my wife, and we all kind of went through it and thought Boston was the best situation. Paul and I had great bones and great history that I don't think the world really knew. We have been knowing each other since 14, 15. I played with each other younger, and I had a chance to play with Cole, but that really didn't go through. A lot of people don't know I had a chance to play with Steve Nash also, but I wanted to play with Stoudemire, and that wasn't the case. So I decided to go to Boston. Ray and I knew each other from South Carolina. And then, the Rondo piece was a huge piece for me. I had followed the youngster in his first year and just watched his growth a little bit, even though I was in the Western Conference. And then when I got to Boston, I knew they had good pieces like Kendrick Perkins and Tony Allen. I wasn't aware of the big baby piece yet, and then I wasn't sure on the Posey part. And then all of a sudden it started to come together. Eddie House, and then all of this, and
great names.
I mean,
great names.
Just all alphas, all guys able to stand up and speak for themselves and be articulate, and all different facets, and very similar facets of who we are personality-wise. And a lot of people just don't know that team there. I don't think another coach could have coached that team other than Doc Rivers.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me, but shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards, and able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
To the paint, here's Portis. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
Boy, with all the contact he drew there, Greg, that would have been a heck of a bucket. He nearly got it to go.
Milwaukee shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. Things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me, on top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Here's Connaughton, and there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That is his first foul of the game. And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go in there and you have a bunch of fun. we actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. Mikes kicks to Parker. Rebound, Milwaukee. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
Greg, they expended maximum energy, but it was well worth it. I mean, they earned that win with their defense.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Dishes it to Forbes. Pass to Connaughton. Eleven feet out, and he hits it. And the Bucks lead by 5. They set the pick to the inside. Here's Parker, and he makes good on the layup. Parker's got his first bucket of the night.
Parker really adept in the post. Sees angles, reads defenses, does both of those very well inside.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And let's... Celtics trail by 3. On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. They've got P.J. Tucker, and it's Forbes in at the point. From the baseline, the offensive rebound. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Here's Connaughton. And a miss there on the triple. Celtics shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understand each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
To bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other, so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he letting us play with passion, and our practices are over-the-top aggressive and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting out IQs. Now we start putting a couple of things on defense. Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you're on the waves of something special. Right. And that's how that felt.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, C. Webb was kind of he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe. Who do I most resemble?
Not only that, but just some direction. At the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off or showcase.
No kidding.
I hated it.
No,
I was like, oh my God,
but look at what happened,
bring the
right?
ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the left wing, Ennis. Second shot opportunity. In deep. Smart drops it in.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Forbes dishes to Tucker. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Kicks it to Forbes. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Can't hit from the corner. Celtics trail by 3. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to Bug. Shout out to everybody out there playing.
Wow.
Right. We definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord. Y'all holler at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Boston making some changes. Williams comes in for Gerald Green. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart. Milwaukee's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Kevin, with intentional fouling, with poor free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the Hacka Drummond, Hacka Shaq, all this stuff, Hacka DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's
part of the strategy?
It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on their free throw. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points, as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. He's going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
Now here's Ennis. Defense right on him. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Bucks leading by 3. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. Yes. Coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and have plays for those momentums and those times. Or coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that they
like Doc was kind of in between, when he little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
To cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc will rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You need to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to
Go at it
accomplish
with
something.
gusto, right?
You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
Not
can
at
you?
all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not. Do not age.
Man, listen, I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man.
Thank you.
Man, what's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you, seriously?
Broadcast in the NBA, 20 years, and then 12 years with 2K.
You're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? They bring the best in for the best.
You
understand, my dude? Straight
well,
up,
that's
straight
why
up
we've
and
got
down.
you. But Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you?
Man,
Especially when you were younger.
Man, listen, man, 2K is it, bro. Hey, there's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you playing basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they got to do this. They know.
And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Young. Horford's got 9.
And the jump shot of Al Horford, cash, money, all the time. Got to D him up or you pay the price.
Lets it go from the wing. Looks good. Is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute. I'll tell you that.
Man,
A thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later,
know
dog.
it.
Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say anything. Keep it to you.
Okay. Lopez a screen. Shoots off the screen, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Kevin, we know how hard the players work, the elite players work the hardest. We know the coaches work so hard. Everyone in that coaching staff, everyone wants the game called right. Is an added referee something that would help the game in any way, do you think?
More eyes on it.
We got 3 right now.
Listen, that's a lot,
That
man.
is a lot.
And we're yelling at those 3. Listen, more eyes on the prize, if you will, so be it. It's just about how the game is. You want referees to be consistent. You want referees to also let the guys play a little bit. You know, that's just my preference. I'm not a league official, nor do I know flow and momentum. I'm just talking from a fan perspective and watching it.
Yes.
But, you know, as a player, you find things to complain about because that's what a player does when it comes to advantage versus disadvantage. But 4th ref, I don't think it would hurt. To me, it would be about how they were calling it.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. And it's Horford picking him up. The 17-footer. That one wide left.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Kobe for a year or, you know, got to, you know, team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
Yeah, it was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. It's what it was. But, you know, Kobe,
And you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything.
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, he, Ray, you know, my connection with Doe and then Doc and all of that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, it probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and watch the game and loving the game.
Yeah. Left side, out of the Kumbo. Back to Holiday. He tries for three. The rebound by the Celtics. Williams has got his 6th rebound on the night.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And he banks in the layup.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Pikes kicks to Brown. Now here's Tatum, defended by Middleton. Here's Brown. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Middleton. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Middleton's got 5 now.
Hard to disrupt or shake Middleton when he's in the zone. I mean, doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's still going to get his shot up and down.
Great to have you with us, KG, and enlightening experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always make me look good, man. Since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
Always fun to have Kevin Garnett on the set, Clark. You can tell he was in high spirits as usual. Have to respect his continued zeal for the game.
Yeah, he's never lacked for passion or zeal. It's been part of what's made him such a great player, a Hall of Famer in the future. And I don't think that's ever going away. I mean, he's really a kid at heart, and he played the game that way, which was a pleasure to watch. And, man, it's been really cool seeing him do what he did as an NBA player and actually giving back to some of the younger guys that are coming up in the league now.
Holiday against Brown. Outside Holiday. The dish to Antetokounmpo, and the layup falls. Antetokounmpo's got 6 points in the quarter.
Excellent awareness from Antetokounmpo, sensing the chance to impose his will inside and then capitalizing. Really.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. The second quarter largely belonged to them as they took charge of the game and jumped out to a 5-point lead at the break. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, your offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a matter of being consistent at it.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Milwaukee.
There's no excuse for letting a team drain that many threes on you. Come on, especially at such a high percentage. That means your perimeter defense is weak. They got to close out on the shooters with conviction, even if it creates some weakness inside.
And that's all we can do for now.
Welcome back, everyone. There's State Station. That's where you get off the tee if you're going to go visit the old State House here in Boston. And Clark, you look around the NBA, which big men impress you with their ability to put up points from the high post?
Well, I think Blake Griffin, as he's established his jump shot and become more proficient in making that 15 to 17 footer. Karl Anthony Towns, one of the outstanding young players in the league, extremely versatile, can shoot it out to the three-point line, can post it, can make the mid-range shot. Aldridge is still one of the best mid-post players, but took a lot of criticism for his inability to dominate in the low post.
Right, you're right, Clay. Brown out there with Young. Then it's Tatum. Then it's Williams. And it's Horford at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
And the Celtics leadership, very pragmatic. IT and Crowder both beloved in Boston. but they didn't hesitate to move them to get better. Younger at the same time.
And Young kicks to Tatum. Williams sets a screen for Tatum right at the free throw line.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Middleton. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. Middleton's got 7 points in the game.
And thinking about the Celtics' choice to get younger, perhaps a strategic move in response to the super team in Golden State, they want to construct their team to peak in a few years, and perhaps when the Warriors start to show a little chink in the armor moving forward.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
There's a good screen. This one for 3. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. 10 points for Chris Middleton.
Man, it's obvious that Middleton has great confidence. I mean, you can just see it oozing out of him. He's so good at catching the defense off balance and knocking down the catch-and-shoot jump shot.
Tatum passes to Horford. Lopez with the block. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Lopez dishes to Antetokounmpo, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Shots good by Middleton. Celtics leading by 5. And Young kicks to Horford. Back to Young. The pass to Brown. Horford with the screen on Holiday. Horford double team. 5 on the clock. He hits Brown with the drive. Looks good. Is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing. And if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out. Here's Antetokounmpo, and no good. Good work defensively by Horford. The Celtics have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. And Young kicks to Williams. There's a screen. Passes it to Brown. The feed now to Horford. Young against Teague. Ball's knocked loose. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Over Horford. Here's Lopez, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Lopez has got his 2nd bucket tonight.
A decent contest there by the defense, but Lopez, unbothered, unfazed.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. And Brook Lopez, one of the Lopez twins, 2 7-footers who were both drafted out of Stanford in 2008.
Yeah, and Brook went 10th, Kevin. Robin went 15th. That might be the best combined draft order of brothers in the history of the league. I mean, they've both become quality starting centers in the NBA. Brook more of an offensive player. Robin more of a Velcro kind of guy.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. There's a good screen. Ennis in the corner. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Ennis has got his 2nd basket.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Here is Forbes. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. To Connaughton, fires for 3, and again Milwaukee with the triple.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Ennis passes to Parker. Out left to the wing. Now here's Green. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Tucker. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
Smart kicks to Green. He dishes it to Parker. There's the screen. Here's the 3. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Feeds it to Forbes. Pass to Portis. Here is Forbes. Here's Connaughton, covered by Parker, so they take the lead. Connaughton's got 5 points now in the quarter. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Green kicks to Parker. Count it.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
The Bucks trail. Here's Connaughton. He's got 9. The pass to Portis. Here's Connaughton, guarded by Smart. And that one's good from Connaughton. Connaughton's got 11.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Perhaps, Greg, some type of motivational speech at halftime got both of these teams fired up.
No good on that one. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Last time they met was in Milwaukee.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
And, you know, as you said, Greg, when you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
Here's Green. They get the rebound. He feeds it to Ennis. He kicks it to Parker. To the middle. Second chance shot. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And the Celtics making a change here. Bikes is checked in.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Screen by Parker. Outside, Green. From deep three-point range. Rebound, Milwaukee. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. There's the pick. Connaughton passes to Portis. Down low. A nice shot by Tucker. Tucker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
Green, the screen. Parker kicks to Bikes. And he banks in the layup. Bikes has got 8, and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it, and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Dishes it to Smart. Green passes to Parker. Picked by Horford. Here's Smart. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And at 6'4", 220, Marcus Smart with terrific strength for a combo guard, Greg.
I mean, he can just flat out bully most guards and even hold his own against the bigs. Beyond, though, that physical stature, it's his mentality that makes him special. He's a fire breather, just the type of player the Celtics look for.
Williams, he's checked in for Gerald Green.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
Lopez a screen. Puts it up from 12 and misses it off the right side of the rim. Austin's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Williams a screen. Mikes kicks to Parker. Horford sets a screen for Parker. The dish to Smart. Here's Bikes. Lopez covering. Bikes, no good.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Goes back up. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Well, the Celtics shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Picked by Horford. It's Parker with the drive. Boston again missing. Milwaukee's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. All alone. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 6 points for Parker.
And I like the energy, the effervescence that Parker plays with, not resting after receiving the pass, just going right up with it.
There's the pick. Horford against Lopez. Over Horford. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Celtics lead by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
Let's be the one that just plays hard.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. The Bucks trail. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. They've got Chris Middleton. Holiday out there with Teague. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 4-man position.
Simply can't shake Antetokounmpo. I mean, when he has the ball in a good spot, he's just too hard, too tough for whatever the defense throws at him. Impossible to guard this guy.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And Young kicks to Tatum. Middleton with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Lopez dishes to T. Here's the 3. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist by T. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Milwaukee.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Holiday attacking, shoots over Brown, drills the baseline jumper. Holiday's got the lead up to 7 now for the Bucks.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Williams passes to Tatum. There's a screen by Williams. Shot to stop the run, and right on target. Good. Tatum's got 21 in the game.
Yeah, he's got it going. Nice to see Tatum finding his rhythm. He's a talented scorer and playing with a lot of confidence.
Lopez a screen. Teague kicks to Middleton.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
And the book on T, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Celtics trail by 7. Young dishes to Horford. Down low. Brown, good. He's got 19.
Brown extremely accomplished down low and worthy of respect as a result. Destroys whoever tries to guard him in the paint.
Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 3rd rebound tonight. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Young kicks to Horford. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
And that one misses. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Young passes to Brown. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Bucks leading by 4. Outside Teague. Outside Antetokounmpo. Lopez a screen on Horford. Here's Antetokounmpo. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That's on Jaylen Brown.
And really, Antetokounmpo never stops attacking. I mean, he's always in attack mode. He really forces the defense's hand. He keeps pressure on him at all times.
And he makes the first.
You know, Kevin, when you watch Giannis, it's impossible to not see how much he impacts the game. I mean, you can never feel comfortable as an opposing team when Giannis is in action at either end of the floor. Offensively, he's a problem, and defensively, he's a nightmare.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the stats for Giannis are equally impressive with how many categories in the box score he can fill up. What is scary, Clark, is that he's just scratching the surface.
He's such a young guy. You forget about it because his game has a maturity to it, even though you see a rawness to it as well. I mean, this guy has a tremendous upside. I think he's a player that could be one of the most unique players we've ever had in the league.
First free throw is good.
And I really like the uniqueness of Al Horford's game. I mean, he's a big man with a versatile skill set. He makes threes. He can score inside. He defends. He's a guy that is an inside-out matchup problem for most.
Both shots good from the stripe. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Teague dishes to Antetokounmpo. Kicks to Teague. Unloads from 13. Tries again in the corner. Middleton with it. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 5th assist in this one. And Young kicks to Tatum. Over Middleton. Busted. No good that time either.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
And Young kicks to Williams. Brown against Holiday. Stolen by Holiday. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Teague the pass to Antetokounmpo. And it's sent back by Horford. Young with the ball. Picked up by Teague. Here's the floater. And the basket is good.
And, you know, these are easy ones. Once you're this close, it's academic.
Bucks leading by 7. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. And Holiday kicks to Teague. Lopez sets a screen for Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the screen. Shoots off the screen. And that one hits back iron. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That giant wingspan of Antetokounmpo, man, wreaking havoc on opposing players and really mucking up passing lanes too, man. He can be everywhere with that ferocious motor and those long arms.
A nice shot by Tatum.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And Antetokounmpo is just a blur. I mean, I don't know how a 7-foot guy with that wingspan and all legs and arms can be a blur, but man, he's like a lightning bolt when he gets room to roll to the basket.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Here's Holiday, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Holiday's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And I tell you what, guys, Teague is just not looking for his own shot. I mean, a dependable point guard who shares the rock well.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup. And for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Horford, no luck.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half, still bageled in the second.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Williams dishes to Young. Williams sets a screen for Young. There's the feed to Horford. Williams passes to Young. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo. I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots. This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
And you look at the Bucks and this roster, and the one constant at every position, length. I mean, great height and wingspan. Giannis and Maker, just to name a few.
And the first one at the line is good. And when so much of the NBA is trying to capitalize, Greg, on small ball, the Bucks said they're going to go for tall ball if they can make it work.
And what the length and height gives the Bucks is a few things. One, you get matchup advantages at least at a few positions on the floor. Great coverage in the passing lanes. And remember now, the half court is much bigger because of the impact of the three-point shot. You need size, skill, and activity to be able to guard that far from the basket.
Horford with a screen on Teague. Taken away by Holiday. Inside, here's Antetokounmpo over Williams. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Here we go with Holiday running it up the court. That one goes. Count it. Holiday's got the lead up to 13 now for the Bucks.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Young outside. To the middle. Here's Horford. Good D by Lopez.
And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
Now, Antetokounmpo. Lopez kicks to Middleton. Over Tatum. And Middleton the bucket on the assist from Lopez. Lopez has got 4 assists now tonight. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Horford. Collects the two-pointer near the hoop. Horford's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A top-notch postgame is just one of the ways Horford helps his team. One of the more important ways, though, is because he's a tough matchup down low.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
And, you know, guys, that kind of offensive efficiency really keeps a lot of pressure on the opponent, and that's part of why the lead is what it is.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. Going up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever. Documented by many who follow the game: Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class, and I was considered at the top of that class as a high school.
And yes, it's good. And now it's up to 25 points for Jason Tatum.
And you know, his height and quick release helped Tatum do work in the post. The defense can only do so much.
Lopez, a screen on Horford. Antetokounmpo dishes to Lopez. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And, you know, the big man, Brook Lopez, because he's so skilled as a scorer, doesn't get the credit he deserves defensively. He's not the most fleet-footed, that's for sure, but inside, I mean, he uses his size well to protect the rim.
And the other critique of Brook Lopez at the defensive end has been his rebounding. Not, Clark, the kind of numbers you expect from a 7-footer.
But ironically, Kevin, his team rebounds better when he's on the floor, though. Both he and his brother Robin are very good at boxing out, using their body and their size, and that leaves their teammates available to chase down rebounds.
Young's shot is off.
That's good offense. The shot didn't go down, but they'll live with that.
Teague with the ball. To the paint. It's tipped. Taken away by Williams.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Milwaukee.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
Greg, they've got one more game left against them, and there's no doubt they'll use this as a jumping-off point to take another game off them later in the year. At least that's the plan.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Pass to Middleton. To the inside. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you look back to that Big 3 era in Boston, you know, the Celtics have not been shy about aggressively trading to reshape this roster. You know, they've made a rapid rebuild that's really the envy of a lot of teams around our league.
Hey, Lopez is an all-star caliber big man. I mean, the key for him has always been staying healthy. When he plays, he's been very effective.
Count that bucket.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lopez a screen. And the foul on Tyler Ennis. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The first free throw is good. He's off on the second. Outside, Green to the left wing. Ennis passes to Green. Off target from outside. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Scott.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.